There we go. Oh, this flickering is annoying. Let's see if I can fix this. That's not it. Oh, it seems to have fixed itself. Yeah, again, no spoilerinos according to How Quaint. Don't spoil anything. I spoiled myself kind of a long time ago when I was trying to make a thumbnail for the video. I came across a spoiler sprite, but I don't know what the context is for it. So, yeah, let's just let that be a surprise. It was just not pretty. All right, I don't actually remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I think we like ended up in a kitchen somewhere. I don't even remember how to play this game. Spending a day off with June, drinking tea. How could such a day happen for me? I don't actually remember any of the voices I did. The only thing I remember is that Junpei is was Arnold Schwarzenegger, so if you're asking me to do the voice for the character, I won't know it. What it was. Rolling pen and colander here. Nothing used. Is this? Oh wait, this is another escape the room part. I don't remember. Snake was Nick Cage. That sounds about right. To the metal grate on top of the grill. To make it like that so the fat and juices can drip off the meat while it cooks. Already checked, it's sealed shut. That's where the coal goes. Oh yeah, I can use the... Ooh. Look at this over here. Social security number. Snake was Nick Cage and David Hayter at the same time. Oh yeah. Hey, like bounce back and forth. The oven door is locked, so I guess it'll open if we put in the correct code. Oh, I can't put in a code without knowing what it is, so I guess that prevents like the cheating if you know How do I look at the map again, or like the overhead view? Is the up arrow? Oh, X, it's the X button. Okay, yeah, that gives me a better perspective of the room. This way. I don't want to look at that. Who the hell do you think I am? You'd better believe I know how to boil hot water and put my instant noodles. And I can boil eggs too. Oh look, slide. Card reader. Since the light's red, I figure it's probably still locked. The key card's gotta be around here somewhere. Find it. Oh sure, it says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. I feel like that's important. So it's like 9, 10, AF. I'll remember that, 9, 10, AF. It's the exit. Oh, that's the exit? I thought that was a shelf. What the hell? There's no way I could open that thing. Guess you're getting to the age where your eyes are starting to go, huh? Better watch your mouth, boy, or someone won't let you live long enough to see that door opened. Gotta get out of here fast. What if like the room was like filling up with poisonous gas? Plates? Okay. I'll look at the plates after I look at this. 1, 2, 3, there's 10 of them. Flip these over, they look like hats. They're soup plates. They're made that way so the soup doesn't spill. Favorite guy here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out. You think a student has the money to do something like that? Oh, that's so relatable though. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm just gonna get Subway sandwiches for my specialness. Escape the Room, like The Room by Tommy Wiseau. You can't escape The Room by Tommy Wiseau. It follows you. Bunch of little wavy ridges on this plate. These plates are for serving meat. Ugh. You really are ignorant, are you? I don't even know half this shit. 9 plates. Oh, whoa, 9. Wait. Excuse me, princess. So wait, 9? Appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F on the voucher. The plates on the table are 9 appetizer, 16 meat, 10 soup, 15 seafood. We're using hexadecimal here. Hexadecimal? Familiar with base 10, right? That's the... I forgot this is a game about math. Okay. 16 and base 10. Sounds strange, but you can think of it as just 6 letters added to the normal number system. Okay. That's easy. Yes. Don't tell me. What would 9 plus F in base minus base 10? That would not exist. Oh, I get it now. Because F doesn't exist in 10 is what I was going to say. But nope, it's 15, so it's 24. I know this. It's 16, it's 10, so 10 is 16. Title says Seth. Oops. Gotta switch that. Oh, I switched it. I don't know why it still says that for you. Maybe I forgot to hit save. So we have that number system. Can I hit something in here? My thing is not. Oh, my mouse is flickering now. I can't see what I'm doing. Yes, I'm trying to do that. 9, 10. But then that has to be useful somewhere. Wait. Maybe I'm thinking about it differently. I don't know. Hexadecimal. This doesn't work the other way around. Warning incoming meme. So what do I do with that information? Because like I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that information. I don't want this. My mouse is still flickering right now. I'm trying to fix it. My mouse stops flickering once I disable the stream. Andy, there's a funny guy on YouTube called Super Ars Are You Super Serial, and he makes really funny videos with Kermit the Frog and Elmo. I think I've seen that before, and like he has like a gun, like Kermit has a gun. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking. Don't know where I'm supposed to look. Oh. Sink, it's still got water in it. There are a couple plates in there, but I don't think they're gonna help. That's what you think. Oh, a whetstone. Cool. Now I can sharpen a knife and stab someone. Let's check this out. Silver pot here. Let's check out what that whetstone does. Tell me you're gonna try and smash open the card reader. Or if you do that, we'll never get out of here. Oh, yeah, I guess that would be bad, huh? This whetstone's only gonna be useful if you need to sharpen something. Well, why don't we just go look for a knife? Stab Sans. Yeah, I still remember his name is Sans. Is there a knife somewhere in here? I wanna like... What do I need to sharpen? Pen and colander. I'm just like clicking the same things over and over again. I should probably have drank my coffee earlier. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I can go in there. That's a thing I can do. So much stuff in here, a whole lot of cans. This is probably a pantry. Is there a knife in here? There's a knife in here. Let's kill someone. Rusty knife. I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this. Seems important. Junpei thought. But it wasn't going to be much use of the way it was. Futile. What the futile? You know. Useless. Waste, useless, pointless. Oh, any particular reason you wanted to bring that up? Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about how futility. You're creeping me out! Making much sense. You're thinking about futility. She answered. Well, it has something to do with the Titanic. Titanic? You ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted? What is it? 1892, 14 years before the Titanic sank, a novel was published. It's called Futility. It was written by an American novelist named Morgan Robertson. The story was about a big cruise ship colliding with an iceberg and sinking. Of course, if that was only the only similarity, there wouldn't be any reason to mention it. It wasn't though. The name of the ship, its nationality, course, departure time, size, displacement, maximum speed, number of passengers and crew, the number of lifeboats, even the location of the accident itself and the cause and the location of the damage. Everything matches the Titanic almost exactly. It's almost as if he'd seen the whole thing happen. The book was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. Not all. It wasn't just futility that predicted the sinking of the Titanic. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead. Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. What? You are like a little bookworm now, aren't you? In one, two ships collided and many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships. I'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of... Stead? Stead. I'm gonna call him Stead. Had some sort of special powers. To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing? Automatic writing, what are you... Are you talking about that thing where someone says they're possessed by a spirit, and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing? Yes. I mean, yes. That stuff is a load of bull. Okay, let's say hypothetically that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When the Steed dude wrote this thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing was about being possessed by spirits of dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff? Hey, what are you going off about? He was doing the possessing. What are you smoking? William Thomas Steed was a passenger on the Titanic. He just wrote down what he saw in his own eyes, 20 years before it happened. Uncomfortably. Well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay? You were just creeping me out, June. Junpei tapped June lightly on the shoulder, awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. Stabbed her! I'm not gonna sharpen it just yet, just in case something bad happens. Let's look at the cheese. There are a number of cheeses lined up on the shelf. This is Gouda! The most famous Dutch cheese. If you don't cut open the casing, it usually won't go bad, so you can store it at room temperature for quite a while. This, most likely, hungry at all. Hard to get hungry in a situation like this. Hands lining every wooden box in the second room. Milk in here. In an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Maybe we shouldn't open it up. I don't think it'd be a pretty sight. No, it's just cheese, man. I'm gonna combine these now. Oops, that's my Steam. You can see Dota. I don't play Dota. I only played 8 hours. What are you talking about, my dude? Oh, you're talking about Half-Life 2 randomized, we're missing textures and sounds? Yeah, I don't really do that. The blade of the knife is getting sharper by the second. You'll be able to cut something pretty good with this. Yeah, we got a sharp knife. We can stab someone. We can like cut open the cheese. Hey, there's something behind the cheese. Move some of the cheese. Move in the cheese. Spread the cheese. Bottle. Bottle of oil. Combine the oil and the knife. A snap. When does Mario come out? That's a good question. You should ask him. I think that's all there is in this shelf here. I think there's anything else I can do here. Oil, so what can I do with that? If I look in the pots here, frying pan and 2 kinds of pot. Nope. I want to see like trash can. There's nothing inside of it. Being full of rotten food, I suppose. Yeah, but there's nothing in here. Hey Sans, digging through the trash really suits you. What the hell did you say? Listen, lady, I did you a favor. I know you pissed him down, so I did it for you. Oh my! Squeeze me. Who says like squeeze me still? I have oil. Knife. Maybe if I feel like I should be like cutting cheese, man. How do I use this on something? Oh no, when I hold it, right. Wait, let me go back in there. Nothing. Do the tutorial resignation you had with the base 10 number. Tutorial resignation? Partition. Wait, hold on. Oh, the digital. Try the digital route. Okay. So it was. And. Okay, well, I can't do that. I mean, the number's gotta mean something, right? Maybe 16 I had. Let me open that up again. I don't know what 5 has to do with it now. YouTube Gaming says this is Tesla effect because I didn't bother to change the game. Just pay no mind to it. So I have a knife now and I have oil. Can I like stab the door? Door isn't gonna open until we've solved the puzzles in this room. You want help? Maybe like, you know, tell me what to look at maybe. Because there's a lot of things here. Shit. Going, oh wait, shit, I didn't check this door over here. Its bolts is rusted in place. Oil! I just finished playing the remastered version of this game. Was it good? Any good? Was it better than the original? Because I was actually thinking about picking that up and then playing that version, because apparently that version's better. Yeah. As Junpei walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat. It's cold in here! What is this place? Are you blind? It's a freezer. I mean, yeah. The freezer was far too cold for someone as dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was an even worse situation. No way! It's way too cold for me. I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you. With that, she ran out of the room. Lotus left, and June came in. It's cold in here. Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this. Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth. Oh, shit! Door had come through. Shit. It closed. Junpei rushed to the door. It's frozen! It's cold beyond cold. Merely touching it was painful. The doorknob had been frozen solid. Quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured. Water released by the rupture had hit the door and froze instantly. Sans shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door. Oh my god. Lotus, you're out there, right? Open the door! She wasted no time in responding. What do you want? What's going on? The door won't open. Try opening it from that side, please. Soon they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. The grunting ceased so they could hear light panting as if from exertion. It's no use, it won't budge. We got more people in there. Oh, jeez. God damn it. God damn it is right. June was hugging herself and shivering violently. Even Junpei was the heaviest of clothes of anything, clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies. Gotta find a way out, guys. Hold on a second. Alright, sorry about that. I had to take care of my cat. I'm sure we'll figure something out. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Let's see here. That's that. Let's first check this out, because this is like the big thing in the room. Dry ice. Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeve so to avoid burning himself. Oops, I keep hitting my mic with a cord here. Frozen carbon dioxide. About to move on when June spoke up. Carbon dioxide's sublimation point is negative 109 degrees. Anything warmer than that, it'll turn to gas. Anything lower, it becomes solid. How do you know that? Teehee! Despite my looks, I'm quite the queen of random knowledge. Yeah, what's white? You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you? June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. Is she still feeling good enough to joke around? Why it doesn't turn into a liquid at first. Sans was now shivering at the astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. It did seem rather odd to Junpei. Couldn't help but think about it. He answered. Turn into a liquid. Carbon dioxide turns into a liquid if you put it on high enough pressure. But at 1 atmosphere, normal air pressure, it won't turn into a liquid, right? Right. Instead of melting, it'll do what's called sublimating. And change immediately from a solid state to a gaseous one. Replied with an answer that stunned both of them. There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes into above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees. Melting point of 96 degrees. I mean, there's water that freezes at 96 degrees. So you could look at it as an ice that won't melt until it's... Yeah, she just got out again. I'll be right back. Yeah, so I can't get a door to close, and she won't stay in that room. So, my cat might come in and yelling. My cat might come in and yell every so often, so just be warned about that. She's kind of talkative right now. Ice 9. Ice 9 was made up of substance invented by a science fiction author. Recently, scientists have discovered that the substance actually exists. Something called Ice 9, or is it water? That if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll become liquid. Under that, it'll solidify. So you can think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right? But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different. Heard about the crystallization of glycerin. I'm trying to get my cat to jump on my lap so she becomes complacent, but she doesn't want to because she's being a little butthole. You being a butthole? Hey, settle down, you. Settle down. However, one day in 1920, we're going more history lesson. Some glycerin that was en route to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. Naturally, scientists worldwide wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and began asking for samples of the seed. Seed is, of course, a sample of the original crystallized substance. The seed crystal with a seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be a simple matter. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by the seed crystals begin to crystallize, but nearby samples did as well. And there. After that, all the glycerin in the world began to crystallize naturally when cooled than less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how many glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize. But once the crystallization had begun, almost like, how do I put it? Almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating in some way that we can't sense. That was impressive. My cat is like a teenage daughter. She totally is. What does this have to do with Ice 9? To his surprise, it was Sans, not June, who answered. He's saying that it's a lot like Ice 9 is what happened, I mean. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees, it'd be the end of the world. Junpei felt that Sans might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with proper concern. At any rate, we're gonna have to worry about the end of the world. Something I forgot what I just said. He was right. Junpei shivered. Alright guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd have to get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kind of at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. Seriously. I might go by the name Sans right now, but I didn't grow up in Undertale. Snowden. Wait a second! Selfish isn't he, thought Junpei to himself. Still, Sans was right. He was a high time they'd gotten back to their search. The story of Ice 9 had interested him, but there'd be time to think about that out of the freezer. Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed search of the room. We have this ice now. There's other things in here, like vegetables. Frozen chicken. I have that in my freezer right now. There's anything. Let's check this place out. This thing's frozen solid. Is it pork? It seems like it. It's like a tag or something. Something written on here, but I can't read it like this. If I pull it out, it'll probably rip. You need to defrost that. Don't think we're going to be doing that in this room. Meow. Meow. What are you doing? Really hard. It's frozen stiff. What? Say it again. It's really hard. Stop that! Stop that! Something wrong, Junpei? Your face is bright red. Stab the pork. Combine the meat. Let's see if I can... Andy in chat, what? Can you break the pork? Stab the pork? I don't see... Let's see what's going on. Oh shit, there's a guy named Andy in the chat. Warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice. What do you think would happen if we put that stuff in a sealed container together? That's a good question. Let's lift this up. Here's a container. Water bottle. Water bottle. Yep. Alright. A sturdy rope. It's a rope. Sure is a rope. Anything else in here that looks useful? Okay. So, oops, that's not what I wanted. So now we go not into that. Go into the items. Fuck. So combine. Let's combine. Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Combine this and this. Nope. Combine this and that, this, that. Combine the knife with the rope and combine dry ice. I don't know. Ice surrounding the doorknob. We're putting the dry ice into the water bottle. Dry ice is too big. Well, you gotta figure it out. Figure out a way to make it smaller. Oh, shit. So, we can use it as a hammer and combine the dry ice with frozen chicken. Dry ice is all in pieces now. Okay. Now we combine that with a water bottle. Cool. And now we go back and we have the water bottle and then we click on the pipe. Looks like when the pipe burst the water and Nora froze it in place, the water actually seems almost warm. Okay, so not gonna get the result we want. Hook that bottle, the doorknob somehow. So go into the items again. We go to the rope, combine that with there. We got a bomb. Warm water dripped into the ruptured pipe near the door. Junpei pulled the water bottle and filled it with dry ice. Let a good amount of water fall in. Quickly sealed it up tight. The makeshift bomb is complete. He tied it to the doorknob as quickly as he could and as he managed in the cold. So we just need to give it a little tap. The bottle's really about to pop. We just need to throw a rock or something at it. It'll go off on its own. All rock. He pulled the sleeve down over his hand to keep from getting burned and grabbed the chunk of dry ice. Size and about the size of a pool ball. He figured it would be just about the right size. Alright, stand back! We should probably hide somewhere. Both Sans and June looked at him with new concern. Where exactly do you expect us to hide? Yeah, there it is. Look, right here. We can hide in there. And he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide through his sleeve. He tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw. 3, 4, 5. Wait, why is he counting upward? Oops. This is a really sad excuse for a joke, man. Sorry, my dude. Alright, for real this time. You guys ready? Just throw the damn thing. Alright, here I go. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit, are they gonna... Wait. What about fucking Lotus? Like, is she gonna be okay? Emotion. He ducked down into the cellar and Sans and June just to... Jumpy, the ice on the door, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Glass must have shattered it. Alright, let's see if he opens. Grab the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily, and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once. Hooray, we're out! Move! He shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill and grabbed. What? Where was Lotus? Only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest. Lotus lowered herself off the counter, clenched his teeth, and walked towards her. What were you doing? What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting. We're gonna die. Oh, yeah? You didn't... So everything worked out alright, didn't it? Okay, you might not look like it, but I was really worried. Tell him the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too, see? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door, but I couldn't find anything. All I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops? Hey, yeah, be nice in chat, guys. Be nice. Be nice to each other. What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? Closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too. He was right. Junpei knew it. Without them, she'd be in trouble. It seemed like an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure. Lotus really wanted to kill them. All she would do was bar the door from the outside. Then she hadn't done anything. Most she was guilty of was laziness or negligence. Not attempted. Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize. Sorry I doubted you. Oh yeah, well that's alright. As long as you understand. Looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete. Sans swaggered back towards Junpei and Lotus. Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on your fat ass while we were freezing to death. Alright, so now we have a rope. No, we don't, because I used that up. Now we have this thing. We have a chunk of pork. Oh shit, now we just make some meat. Sweet of her to care, but I know what I'm... Ouch! See? I told you. He burnt himself. Oh, am I chirping? I don't know what that chirp is, by the way. Like... It's in my... I'm not... I don't hear it. It's not on my end. Maybe it has to do with the service I'm using, but I don't know. I don't have any frames drops either, so I don't know what that is. If I'm having weird chirps, I don't know what to do. We're gonna have to cut the meat. Yeah, it looks like that way. Good thing I have a knife. C10M. So that could mean... That could mean 12 plus 10 plus 15. Try to enter those numbers. Yes. Wait, E is for... Yeah, of course. Everyone knows how to use a fucking pad thing. Alright. Oh, it's 3. Oh, okay. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Oh, what if it's the numbers? So I think I know. So 3 10, maybe 1, or is it 16? 7. We'll try the 10 first. Then the other one was 6. So 3, 16, so 7. C10F. Maybe wait, am I doing that right? Hold on. C12. D13, 14. So A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, E is 14, F is 15. Yeah, that's right. But there's only... My immediate thought is to do the roots. Let's see if I'm doing this right. Oh, right. 3, yeah. And then 15, just root 6. 10, either 1 or 7. So... 7, 6. 3, 1, 6. Already did. That's not it. 10 is not 10 in hex. Yeah, 10 is 16. It said there aren't any letters in the... It's hex. It's hex! It's the Yume Nikki teleport pad maze all over again. Yes. Welcome to the stream, Seth. If you want in, you can totally join in if you want. Oops, that's my Steam again. God, what is this? Like... Wait, maybe I have to combine it with something. Wait, maybe it's just one number. I don't know what's going on right now. Well, what do the plates have to do with everything? Do I have to combine that, maybe? I'm thinking like, yeah, maybe you have to use the plates too. Oops. I didn't mean to go away. It's like in the sink here, here's the other plates. I didn't want to... I feel like I'm missing something. This is all I have left now. Nothing. Nothing in here. Maybe you have to do it in the opposite way. Maybe... Wait, maybe... Is it 3... Maybe it's 3 numbers. Maybe it's not 3 numbers at all. Maybe, like... F. I think maybe the plates have to do. Maybe the plates are just like there to explain hexadecimal. So like, I don't understand why C10F. Oh. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm fucking stupid. You just add the numbers. Loud chirp. I'm sorry. Maybe it has to do with, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm moving my mic around, see if maybe that happens. Because it doesn't happen whenever I'm in the call with anybody. Okay, let's just do the math here. So it's like 16, whatever. 12 plus 10. Wait, what was the numbers? 12, 10, and 15. So 32? No, not 32. So it's 15. 27. 27? See, oh, plus 16. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, so 15 is 15. 31. 12 is 42. Or 20. 43. Oh, did I do my math wrong? Oh, I did my math wrong. I'm sorry. 2 loud chirps. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's my mic. Maybe it's... I don't think so, because I don't think it's my mic, because it doesn't do that whenever I'm in a call with anybody. Saturn. It might be the encoding on the on my what is it called? Broadcaster on my XSplit. The loud chirp is my voice. You found it! Is this going to be an all-route playthrough? I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. I stepped out of the kitchen into a hallway that looked familiar. A metal grate stretched from the wall to wall. Beyond it were 2 elevators and the entrance to the kitchen. Kitchen from one door and came out the other. That meant the map of this ship's interior was accurate. They laid the map out in front of them and began to discuss their next step. 4 possible routes. A and B both seem to connect to an L-shaped doors that leads to the room. They're both locked and cannot be opened. C, it goes all the way to the main staircase. Door 5 was numbered doors. And then you think we could meet up with the other 4 after this hallway? I don't think we will. Here by the stairs. See how the gate has been opened? We went to the kitchen, it was closed. Open now. What do you think that means? I opened it. Likely. If we take route C, we're gonna go backwards. pointless. The option is to go to map D. Jogged down the stairs until we reached deck C. Be sure they kept going to check the deck beneath. Yep, just like I thought. Deck D is totally... yeah. The water gazed back at them, its smooth surface like a great mirror. Ominous as it was, Junpei took at least some comfort in the fact that the level hadn't gone up since much last he'd seen it. He turned back to deck C. It didn't take them long to find the two elevators in front of the stairs. They looked identical to the elevators on the top floor, with one exception. The elevators had a card reader on the wall between them. The card reader was a strange mark. Notice a symbol. A woman's symbol with a thorn on it. Seems like... Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently. He thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat. Violence. Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up. It's a Mercury symbol. Thorn symbolizes the wings on her staff. Wait, why did she just do that? Did I just miss something? They gave up on the elevator and returned to the stairs. A hallway stretched out to the left. A great many doors lined both sides of the hallway. They weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging. Damn it, if we try to search all of these, the sun's gonna be down before we're done. Oh. We called her a devilish woman. That went over my head. Frustration and fear building, they walked back to the stairs. Their right was a small hallway. Quickly, they headed into it. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. The hallway led toward the stern, and at the end was a set of double doors. He nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move. Locked. Thrilled to have found an unlocked door, he threw it open. And there was a dead guy in there. Oh shit. Is there a dead guy in here? Oh. He simply stood, unable to speak. The other simply stared open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Sans began to speak. Managed to speak. What the hell is this? Massive room stretched out in front of them. More cavern than a room. Vastness was oppressive, and it bore down 4 companions. Not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. Simple things, no more than pipes and thin mattresses. Is this a hospital? He had last been able to put a name to the harsh scent that pervaded the room. The room swam with a harsh, biting smell of antiseptic. In the center of the room were shelves stacked with medicine and a number of medical devices, function of which... More importantly, however, on the back wall of the room were 4 doors. 3 of them were emblazoned with the large single-digit numbers, thick red paint. On the door on the left was labeled 3. The second door from the left, no number. The third had been given a 7. And the rightmost door had an 8. There had been no doubt they were numbered doors. It did strike Junpei strange, however, that the door between 3 and 7 should be blank. He wondered, what could it mean? I could look at the doors. Alright. He stared at the door with the 3 on the left. He moved to the right until he reached the door with an 8. No use. Well, of course. it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the nonary game? You'd have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't. Wait a minute. What's wrong? Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it. Weird. Remember the red at the central staircase? No one was inside. It said vacant. Vacant. Sorry. But this one doesn't say anything. Broken. There's only one way to find out. They all touched it and they all died. Fun. All four took turns placing their hands over the red. Refused to respond. They pulled the lever and it did nothing. They discovered it wasn't the only red door 8 that was behaving strangely. Red door on the 7 refused to respond. Door 3 was similarly silent. None of them would respond. Broken. Sure sucks at maintenance. No, that's impossible. The thing Zero who prepared all this. Such a stupid, simple mistake. At that moment, they heard a voice from behind them. I believe the bottom of the device has been removed. They spun around to see. Hello, it's me. Snake. But it was more than just Snake. Ace, Clover, and 7 quickly filed into the room as well. Yeah, I don't know what that weird audio thing is. Maybe, hold on. I'm trying to like, maybe if I can, like, maybe if I can excite it somehow. I think it's the encoder. Ow, how did you guys end up here? My mic keeps cutting in and out. That's weird. Hold on a second. Sounds like I have a noise gate on. Oh! Maybe I enabled the noise gate. Oh, I did. Yeah, I was playing around with the noise gate before. And yeah, so I forgot to disable that, I guess. So that might have explained a lot of things. So yeah, that should be better now. I don't know about the chirps though. The chirps are apparently like a thing that just happens. Let me see if I can like maybe find out why that's happening. Mystery solved by 4chan. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that was enabled or why it stayed enabled. I reinstalled XSplit too, so I guess it just saved my settings. If you put on a noise gate, could it cause the chirps? I don't think so. That's not how noise gates work. But if there was like a really loud noise, that's just... Because I just fiddled around with my my connection with my microphone. Because I'm running off an XLR and a mixing board. And it was sort of loose, but maybe it was a loose connection, but who knows. Do you remember that guy? Remember that guy who died immediately? Who liked him? Not me. I did not. For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought, and he spoke. Let me see if I've got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the red were already gone. When you looked over this room, you couldn't find anything, so you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors. So you went in and had a look? Yeah. While you were looking around, you heard voices. Uh-huh. So you followed the voices and came back here. Indeed. Indeed, and that's how we found you. Junpei examined the 3 reds again, and just in case. On the bottom of each was a long, thin gap that looked like a slot for something, probably something electronic. If the red isn't active, we can't keep going. So what about the hallway over there? Nice strum. Thank you, Lewis Boss 99. No, there isn't. There's a plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else. Hospital rooms? That's what's behind all these doors? Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one. There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked. There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however. I was able to get a good feel of it. He's not actually blind. Meow. What do you want? Hi. Meow. I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship that would have a hospital like this. Of all people. Are you okay? You okay? Do you need anything? Some snacks? Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic. You're close, buddy. The Gigantic? So did everyone else. What's this Gigantic? Seven knit his brows for a moment, then began to explain. The Gigantic. He explained that he had a sister that she had been a sister ship to the Titanic built in the early 20th century, not the 2000th century. That'd be really weird. The Titanic had 2 sister ships who were identical to one another in every aspect. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. She initially was intended to be a passenger liner like the Titanic, but soon after the ship was launched, the First World War began. She was pressed into duty of the British Navy as a hospital ship. Sometime later, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She managed to run aground after the incident and was consequently not sunk. What then happened to the Gigantic after her fateful encounter in the Aegean Sea? One theory that a man named Lord Gaydon purchased her. Lord Gaydon, it seemed, had been one of the few survivors of the Titanic tragedy and that the trauma had turned him into an obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. As his obsession deepened, he began to desire the Titanic itself. That, of course, was impossible. The Titanic lay at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. The Gigantic, however, was not suffered such a dire fate, and she was identical to her sister ship. She caught the Lord Gordon's eye. So you're saying that the Lord Gordon bought the ship? Yeah, at least I think I am. That's impossible. There's no way we're in the same boat that's almost 100 years old. Pipe down and pay attention. Foot lettuce will die. No. Well, have you got any proof? Proof? Well, the ship is really the Gigantic. The ship's got stuff that's like in the Titanic and a hospital ship, so I figured... Oh, for goodness, don't tell me that's your only reason. No, I've got more. Like, well, I mean... Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment and then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth. The last thing you want in your stream is more Burger King foot lettuce jokes. But as it turns out, that might be what you get. Lotus sighed and shook her head. I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it? Sorry about that. Hey, wait a minute. Memory isn't back. Junpei felt legitimately shocked by what he seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange. He decided to revise his attitude for the next question. Wait, was I the only one that didn't know? Everyone nodded. Why? Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? The rest of them... I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing before I woke up. Then, almost as if to save Junpei from further embarrassment... What's happening? A bell began to ring from far away. It sounded as though the clock at the main stairway. Junpei counted each chime carefully. 10, 11, 12. Number 12. It's midnight. Andy, tell Hilda I love her. Hilda! You're a cat! Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds. What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that? We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look. Yeah, I guess that's not really right. The hallways. Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all the other rooms. Don't freak out. We're already searched 4 of them. 4 rooms. We just have to split up in the rest between the 8 of us. If each person does 6 rooms, that'll be 48 rooms, right? So if there are 48 rooms left. Her earlier experiences had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust 7. 7 scratched his head awkwardly. Andy, I'm killing you. Also, Lotus's boobs are killing you. I'm sorry. After a little more discussion, they split up and headed towards the room to begin searching them. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from the fore to aft. They also determined when they would return to report their findings. The next time the clock sounded the time, which they did, or when it did, they would meet back at the large central room full of beds. If, during their search, any one of them were to locate the missing components, they were to yell for the others. If the strategy failed, they returned to discuss the options later. The details to decide, they're looking around the rooms. That's all we really need to know. So it was 1, and then we go back to the room. He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there. Ace, Sans, Clover, June, 7, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of the large door number 8, or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to the door number 8. Had one of them found the missing piece? What happened, guys? It was June who answered him. Number 9, the 9th man. The last thing you want in your cruiser liner is some dead guy's body blown up behind door number 4. But as it turns out, that might be what you get. What do you want? What do you want? Want to say hi to the stream? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Oh shit! It's active! Immediately, he knew what that meant. Display in front of the red read, Vassant. Junpei sighed. Come on, guys, who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it. Well, Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut. What the hell is up with you guys? They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei was about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke. Well, that's the thing. We don't know. You don't know? When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red. Oh, come on. Come on, little baby girl. Okay. The slot had now been opened on the bottom and is now covered with metal. Clearly, whatever had been missing had been returned. What about the other two? They're the same. Junpei quickly examined the other two boxes. Hilda! Quiet. You okay? Do you need something? Hilda wants to do the streams. Yeah, she wants to be on stream. She's jealous. She wants all the attention. Yeah, you guys want Hilda to stream? Hilda stream only. You know what I actually might do just for fun? Maybe. Is just to stream my cat just doing cat things. Where's Snake? I'm like half serious too. Does that mean that he found them? I have no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either. I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person. Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell's he up to? Maybe he's lost. Well, maybe that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place. 'Cause he can actually see. No, that's impossible. Suddenly she was shouting. My brother's blind, but he's got great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone else who can see. Colonel, I don't know where I am. I think I'm on a cruise ship of some kind. Snake! Snake, you are on the Titanic. Yeah, he uses echolocation. Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hand gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes. I'm gonna go look for him. The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run. Hey, hold on, Clover, wait! Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going before anyone else could react. She was gone. Damped. What do we do now? Well, the red is working now. No, we're not leaving two people behind. We should go look for them. Man, this ain't good. What an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time Meow. Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here. Come here, little girl. Are you a cat? Are you a cat? Then remain here if you feel you must, but there is no time. We only have 5 hours left. Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off in a run. We were running. In front of the stairs led to B deck, and decided to split up. They quickly assessed the search areas and went their separate ways. Soon only two of them were left. The two were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others. We should go too. But where should we start? Let's see. Oh boy, where should we start? The casino? No. I want to say like the hallway with all the rooms, but like maybe that's like the obvious answer? I'll do it. I'm doing it. We should go check out the hallway with all the rooms. They ran down the hallway to the left. Ahead of them, further down the hallway, they spotted Ace. Hey, Snake, where are you? Answer me if you're there. Junpei paused. What did he want to do? Let's go to Ace. With June in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them. Hello there, Snake is Will. That's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him either. Junpei nodded. I wonder where he could have gone. Wherever he disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as can for Clover's sake. Right. Meow wow. By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? The question seems somehow odd to Junpei. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all. Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke. Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't. Now that you mention it. Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another. It certainly isn't rare. Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought it was, but he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke. At any rate, we must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We can't really afford to waste any time. Very well, let's get back to the search, shall we? There's so much to think about, but no, it would have to be put aside for now. As Ace said, finding Snake was their top priority. Junpei did his best to clear his mind. There. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails. What do you think you're doing? She glanced up at him, unimpressed. Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake. I'm just not seeing it. Really? Well, maybe you need to look harder. Junpei didn't think that was the problem. Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it? Sure. Well, I don't beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up? Yeah, what, you need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door? I mean, even if we wanted to, that's impossible. Jumpy's bracelet is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital route would be 1. But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room. Only doors that are 3, 7, and 8. So then we add another person. What? Isn't that easy? 7. She was right. If they added 7, 5, 6, 8, 7, 26, 26, and 8, the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door. But, hold on, wait a second. What about the other 4? Hi. 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 Why don't you add them up? That was simple enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 10, and 1. Digital root for those 4 would be 1. That's right. Well, they could do 7 and 3, right? 2 of them can go through a door. I know that. Are you saying you just leave them behind? Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we? Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind. Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you're doing anything of the sort. Meow! Come say hi. Come let me pick you up. Let me pick you up. Meow. Meow. Say hi. Meow. Mwah. Mwah. Give you kisses, Hilda. Mwah. Meow. Meow. Alright, go have fun. You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours. I want to kiss myself. I mean, you can. Hilda just loves kisses. Yeah. Meow. Meow. Even if we brought 7 of us, she wouldn't be able to get off the ship. So 4 of us can open door number 9. It's hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. Yeah, that's right. The digital route for us 4 will be 8, so if we have to add Ace to make it 9. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck. Lotus scratched the back of his ear. Well, that's unfortunate. She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said, nor did she seem particularly surprised. Let's try to find another way, okay? A way out of here, so with all 8 of us. It's impossible. Are you being serious? You do know that only 5 people at most can go through one of the number's doors, right? A number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind. You're right, it's true. The moment he said that, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine. It was true. How Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him. When they found the number 9, they would have to choose which 3 of them would die. Lotus's forehead furrowed. Do you think I could have a moment alone? I think there's some things I need to think about. Number 9. Number 9 large. 245s with extra cheese. Outside the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. Let's talk to her. Are you alright? He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond. Look, I know you're really worried, but he could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to have been very close to. Lone. Her voice was thin and barely audible. Lone. Lone. I said leave me alone! Suddenly she was screaming. You're so annoying. Just go away and leave me alone. Look at you guys. Looking at you guys is pissing me off. Go away, okay? So just go somewhere else. Stop bothering me. Junpei was taken aback. Such anger and hate. Jun's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well. Why are you still here? Don't you hear me? Fine, forget it. If you aren't going to leave, then I'll just... Alright, let's go, Jun. They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed. For Clover's sake, they had to find Snake, and fast. Ha! So where do you think we should go next? Well, there's only one place to go. On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and Jun noticed Sans standing next to the door number 3. Junpei paused. Talk to him. Junpei and Jun walked up to Sans. What are you doing? What are you doing? What, can't you tell? I'm checking out the red. Is there something that's bothering you? What, it's not bothering you? The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder what the hell put it back in here? Yeah, I'm curious too, but who do you think did it? Sans' eyes narrowed as he looked at Jun. She shook her head. I don't know. Who do you think fixed this for us? Probably Zero. I think it was probably Zero. Why? It's not obvious. He's the guy who set the whole thing up. You don't think that would mean he's the opposite? Like you don't think that should mean the opposite? Seems to me like that he didn't do it. I mean, who do you think took that stuff out of the first place? Probably Zero. And why the hell would he put them back after he'd take them out himself? Doesn't make any sense. Why would he do all that work? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So what happened then? Who put that stuff back in the reds? In other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red. Bingo. We have a winner. But if that's true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed the red. But why? No idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it'd mean we'd find something else. Something bad. Something bad. Don't know. But whatever it is, it's got to be worth hiding. The girl wife, the blue hair is Juano. What? I like that. It sounds like you're got a little tongue-tied there. I just definitely got tongue-tied trying to read that. The girl wife, the blue hair is Juano. I'm sorry. I'm like I don't know what that means. That's just a bunch of words to me. So if that means something bad. It's a comment on some DRV3 video. Oh! Like the blue-haired girl, like Samugi. Someone's like, the blue-haired girl's my wife. Oh my god, that's wonderful. She's Juano. That depressing. Oh my god. She's Juano. Depressing suggestion, turned quietly and walked away. Junpei and June looked at each other and smiled awkwardly. Where should they go next? Oh shit, that scared me. They looked everywhere and they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found. Lotus looked at the six frustrated faces and spoke. We can't keep looking for Snake wherever he is. It's not here. We need to keep moving. Junpei couldn't disagree with that. What she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point in wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts. They stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke. We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We don't gotta find Snake. There's a problem though. We gotta figure out who's gonna go through which door. I have a proposal. She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped. Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice? Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You figured it out by now, haven't you? We all can't make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split the 2 groups of 3 and 1 person out, then 1 person will be left behind. Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. Sure. Wait a minute. 2 people get left behind if we split into... if we split 5 and 2. 1 person is left behind if we split into 3, 3, and 1. I got that part, but you can't go through the numbered door with any less than 3 people. If we split into 4 and 3, then why do 3 people have to be left behind? Just run the numbers. Let's say we go through door 7 with 1, 4, 5, and 6. Who's left over? That would be 3, 7, 8. Then the digital route for that would be 1. 9. Exactly. But door 9 isn't here, right? That means 3, 7, 8 won't be going anywhere. That's just an example, of course. There are a lot of different combinations, but the result will always be the same. It doesn't matter which 4 it is. The 3 that are left over can't go through any of the doors. Go ahead and calculate it if you have the time. You'll see. Anyways, that's how it is. Now if we can get back to my proposal, we have to sacrifice 1 person if we split into 3, 3, and 1. Then you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best situation. If the other 6 are to survive, then one person has to sacrifice themselves. What's so cruel about it? To sacrifice someone like that. What's your plan? Then maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1. That's not what I meant. We shouldn't sacrifice anyone. Told you, that's impossible. Wake up. Whoa, whoa, calm down, you two. Look, what Lois is... Lois? Well, hey, Lois! God. That... Well, I'm not gonna live that down now, aren't I? That's how democracy works. And for the reason that I think it's only fair to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think? Alright, 1 vote for counting mine. That's 2. 7? I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die. Clover had moved away from the group and sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd heard Lotus's proposal. Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder. Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow? Clover lifted her face. What if he just went through the blank one? Giggle. The notion carries. Lotus spun around and walked towards Junpei. Now let's start the vote too. That won't be necessary. Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't seem to notice or even care. I'll stay. That should solve our problem, yeah? Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything. Hey, Lois. Beta. Lois. Beta. June, I'm afraid you might have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself. I trust you and each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa there. There's optimistic and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in and you don't come out. If we go through them, you won't be able to return, correct? Yeah. True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship. Please, I beg you, once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us. No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time. Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer. We've only got 5 hours left. I don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we going to find someone to come and rescue you? Perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind. Ace's voice was dignified, without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal. You see, there's no other choice. Then, I see we've come to our conclusion. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly. Alright, we've accepted this kind offer then. She smiled and her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own. Good, I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. Perhaps it's my age, but I get tired so easily these days. As he spoke, Ace lowered himself to the floor, next to one of the beds. From somewhere deep within the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was as if almost the ship were screaming. Would it really hold until their time limit was up? In a sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. His words sounded hollow and fake. Fine, forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own. She spun around and ran towards Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed and grabbed his arm and pulled. Come on, Ace, please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. He's dead. What happened, Ace? Say something. She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open. I'm alright. His voice was weak and silently slurred. This. He held his left arm, slowly opened his hand. It was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read, Saporeal Beta. Saporeal Beta? Junpei had no idea what it meant or what kind of medicine it might be. Did you use this? It's just an anesthetic. I'll be fine. I found it earlier, when we were searching the hospital rooms. I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself. Why did you do this? Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am very tired. Ace injected himself with an anesthetic to forestall Junpei in Jun's attempt to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He injected himself so that he'd be forced to leave him behind. Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as if he were dying. She shook his shoulder again and again, but this time he didn't respond. Only gentle risings and falling of his chest told him that he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see that, in fact, he was still breathing. He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him onto the bed he'd be leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity. Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right? She wasn't feeling any remorse. Junpei was sure of that. Still, he held no grounds upon which to oppose her. What do you mean? Well, we haven't decided on what's going on next, so that's true. Blah blah blah. Screwing around. You first, Lotus. What door do you want? I want door number 8. Same number as my bracelet number. You're 8. Next, 7. Which door do you want? I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady. What? What did you say? Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Ugh, you're going to get it next time. She shot him a glare that would have melted steel. Turned and stalked off. Alright, so who's next? Sans gazed, moved across the 3 people to the left, finally stopped on Junpei. Junpei, which door do you want? At last, Junpei's mind was already made up. Nope, no it wasn't. So wait, hold on. On door 8, so 8 and 5. Sorry. 8 and 5. Do you want to do math, Hilda? It's 13, so it would be 4. So to go back to 8 again, we would need a 4, so wow. Clover. Clover would be coming with us, I believe. I kind of want to go in the door with Lotus. 7 would be going with 7, so it would be 12 and 5. Or sorry, no, it would be like 12. And so we would need, it'd be 3 and 7. Wait, 3. Wait, that won't work out. I don't think that will work out. Yeah, I think I gotta go with 8. I'm just gonna go with 8. I think I'm gonna go with door 8. 8 it is. The 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind. There are only 3 ways we can do it. Plan A, go through 7 with 3, 5, 8, and go through 8 with 4, 6, 7. Plan B, go through 7 with 4, 5, 7, go through 8 with 3, 6, 8. Plan C, go through 7, go through 8. Blah. That's it, okay. So let's go through the plan. I want to go through the plans. Plan A. So I will be going with Sans and Lotus. Oh. I can't do math apparently. Or I could go with Clover. I kept thinking Lotus was 7 for some reason. Could Clover and 7, or I could go with Clover and Lotus. So Clover and Lotus, Clover and 7, or Sans and Lotus. Hilda, are you a cat? He knew he was going to survive here to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June need to be separated. He looked at June, who was scared to lose her, but he steeled his resolve and did his best to smile. Beep. Yeah, I can't do math either, so... She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected. I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere. Why? What makes you think so? If they don't connect, neither the team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of this shit so far, I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again, I promise. June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod. Yes, promise? Her voice was barely above a whisper. Sans' voice shattered the moment. Oh, you guys done, right? He stretched and continued. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate rooms. I'll figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8. Problem with that, Clover? Whatever. Do door 7. I already picked 8, so Sans, 7, and June walked through door 7 while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment they stood in front of the door. Then Lotus laid her hands against the chest, turned to Junpei and Clover. You ready? Yeah. The door had opened. A narrow hallway stretched out before them. Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. Detonators in the bracelet had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, towards door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. Their eyes met. They nodded. Their farewell almost took 1.5 seconds. And then someone took hold of Junpei's arm and they hauled him through the door. You better run! The bracelet gave a cold electronic beep. 81 seconds left. Hurry. Lotus snapped at him and he ran towards the dead. Beep. Pointless, she muttered to herself without emotion. She began walking to the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity. What an unpleasant girl. I bet she's not very popular with the boys. Alright, let's see. I think this I'm gonna do this puzzle here, because I believe this is a puzzle. And then after this, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm getting really tired. I stood in front of the door, examining it. Laboratory! A laboratory, huh? Laboratory? Laboratory. You know, I'm just looking at the word laboratory. And, like, we don't pronounce that O, do we? We just call it a laboratory. Some people call it laboratory. Just some thoughts. Alright, we're going through the lab. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but he examined the room. It became clear that there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him, and Clover brought the rear. Curved wall. Thick glass. Junpei walked into the window. Okay, this is weird. Depending on how he feels about this puzzle, he could get sucked in, lol, and end up playing another puzzle. Yeah, maybe. But also, I was thinking about ending in about an hour, so if I end up playing another puzzle, I'll be like, oh god. Clover was standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but drawn, somehow sad. There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over and as kindly as he could spoke. Are you okay? Clover looked away. What are you talking about? I'm just worried about you. You've been really quiet. What, can't I be quiet if I want to? I mean, of course you can. Okay, then I'll be quiet. If I can be quiet. Yeah, if I can be quiet if I want, but just leave me alone, okay? Ugh. Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together. She bit her lip. She was silent for a moment. Whoa, hello. Her cry took Junpei by surprise. She stumbled backward a few steps, alarmed. My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind. Something happened to him. Something bad. Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus jolted from her mannequin's nightmares by Clover's voice and turned towards them. What happened? Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei. Look, don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone. She turned around. She turned around! Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover began to walk away. He might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway. Oh, fuck! Without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis. Cool. What the heck? What's going on here? She grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could. He grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but... Damn it, it's not moving. Oh, now she's compliant. Seek a way out. Alright. So this is the outline of the room. Okay. Okay, I got it now. All right, so let's just keep looking around. Let's check out the computer over here. Oops, shit. Ah, I keep fucking clicking it. Alright. Wait, let's go back. Let's go back there. The mouse. The keyboard. Ethanol. It's anhydrous ethanol. Anhydrous. It's a powerful cleaner. It can erase marks left by a permanent marker. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this bar. Nothing here. Silver handrails. Is this like an examination table? There's a... Wow, I gotta keep clicking on Steam. So I'm like playing as both characters right now, kind of. Do you know how to erase ink from permanent marker? Yes. I wonder. Oh, I have to go to the bars and hand it over. Yeah. Okay, so I have to find a cloth now? I think it's a power cable. Oh, look at the time. It's like it's 12:25 in game right now. Okay, so we got a power cable. We'll plug that into the computer. I can't use this. What's wrong? The cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not going to fit, is what I'm saying. So in other words, we're going to need a plug that changes the power cable with 2 prongs. Wait. Wait. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's called the ground. You can just plug it in as it is. Let's check this computer over here. Oh look, there's a key thing. Oh, the wall outlet has no ground. Okay, so I see now. Are there outlets like that anymore? Like, I'm looking around my apartment now. I'm like looking at every single outlet. And like, they all have a ground to it. It's an old ship. You got a point. Boxes up here. What's in the box? It's just a bunch of notes, some kinds of experiments, but it's really technical and stuff. I don't really get it. All right. Let's look through here again. Got two of those little metal thingies. Plug? Well, maybe it's more like a connector sort of thing that makes the plug with the 3 metal things into a plug with 2 metal things. Oops, shit. No, I need the connector though. Wait, maybe down here? No. I can't go down there. Yeah, locked. I wonder if there's anything important in there. Probably is. I need to get the thing from her. Okay, well, I guess I'll just look for a thing to wipe the marker off with then. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Do I already have the do I already have the prong, or she's on the table? I think she's forgotten about the plug. Oh, they wanted me to do this. Wait, I gave her cloth? I gave her a wait. When did I get a cloth? When did I give her a cloth? Oh, it was on. Oh, okay. Got a pen and a notebook. Could you write those numbers down and hand them to me through the bars? Okay. Whoever's notes. Okay. Alright. So we gotta play Sudoku. Oh, I have to combine. I have to combine these. Pretty sure this will work. Under the desk, here I go. Here's plug this thing into the monitor, and there we go. It's not connected to the main computer. Pretty optimistic. GP pushed the button in front of the monitor with the soft hum it turned on. It's actually working? So it would seem, but isn't that kind of weird? Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? This is just a keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in, so why is it working? Maybe it's a wireless display. Clearly it's a reasonable explanation to Lotus. A wireless display connects your computer wirelessly, hence the name. You've been living in a cave, Junpei? I know I have! The lines of letters suddenly stopped and disappeared. The only thing left on the screen was the word pass followed by a colon. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping. Twisted her back, then left. Let's kick some ass. You don't look like you're ready for some ass kicking right now. It looks like you're ready for a nap. Oh my god. Did you fall for me again? No, what do you mean, again? I'm not into you. I know, don't be so stubborn, shy boy. I'm not being stubborn, and I'm not shy. I'm not a boy. I'm a man. Oh, I'm a 21-year-old man. I'm not gonna fall for an old lady like you. Oh, shit. Suddenly, the guttural roar of a fierce animal filled the room. Or, as So Junpei thought, for just a moment. Lotus's hands suddenly stopped, and her shoulders stiffened. Old lady. Did you just say, old lady? Oh crap, Junpei thought. I went too far. Oh well, it was a nice life while it lasted. How old is she? Maybe the clock on the wall. Lotus is in her 40s. Wow. All right, bullseye, Junpei. I did it. Whoa. She's a hacker. She gestured for him to look at the screen, and he did. The strange text from before it was gone. It placed something was entirely different. 4 squares arranged by a 3 by 3 square. I don't have an idea. It just showed up after I cracked the password. You think it's a puzzle? Certainly looks like one. Are you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff? Can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See, the keyboard. Nothing. So there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei. So she's a programmer too? She's a dancer and a programmer. All right. Oh. I solved it. Here knows, yeah, I did. Sounded like something unlocking. Oh, shit, over here. The lights on the lockers are green! Must have unlocked it with the computer puzzle. What's in here? Nothing. Keys? There's more than one key here. It's small and looks like it goes into some sort of machine. Someone has an Earth symbol on it. Do you guys remember these keys? These tubular keys? Junpei, do you have a minute? Puzzle. Put the puzzle aside a moment and walk to Clover. What's up? Never mind. Hold on a minute. What does... Sorry. Just forget about it. It's nothing. Well, okay. The hell was that? After waiting a few minutes to see if she would return, Junpei sighed, shook his head and went back to searching. Woo! Showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Okay. You activated the power. Could you play with it a little? I'll turn on the dial here. Turn, 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 turn. Oh, I don't think it's working. Nothing's happened. Well, maybe she missed something. I should ask her to look around the room again. A bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff of the cables. I can see the wires inside. Oops. Oops. Oh! That's a fire. Sounds like a fire alarm. What the hell? Fire detected, fire detected. Emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Oops. Wee woo. The head is on fire. Looks like kind of funny, but no laughing matter. If I don't do something, Clover will. It's hot in here. Yay, we saved her! She's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Of course I'm not alright. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I was almost dead. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow. You found it! Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them. Three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest, his whole body felt weak. So they're just gonna let that fire just go rampant? Before long, they found a few new doors, but none of them were locked. Soon they had tried all the doors but one. So I feel like that fire is going to come back and haunt them. Like, they're going to, like, burn the ship down or something. Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no doubt the voice belonged to June. June. It was June. Three of them. June, Sans, and Seven. They stopped short of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air. What are you guys doing in here? But we didn't... Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Guys, could you come over here? She was standing near the end of the small hallway that branched off to the right. She's sweating. There's something on the wall at the end of the hallway. A map. It said Deck C in the upper right corner. It was likely assumed that it was a map for the floor they were on. Okay. Door 7 and door 8. The map, they confirmed what they already knew. Both doors eventually led to the hallway they had found themselves in. In fact, yeah, this isn't that what I said? Till we find that 9 door, 0 ain't gonna let us split us up. Splash, wish, wish. So we might get separated for a little while, but then we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can't open door 9. That's how the nonary game works. Meow.
Do you want attention?
Am I not giving you attention? Oh, geez, I'm getting tired. 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Sand stepped forward, took hold of the door and spoke, without looking at the other 5. I'm gonna open it. He's gonna open it. Meow, meow. Distant Hilda. Hilda! Hilda, you a cat? They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were. They were just where the map had said they would be. The same room they'd been not so very long ago. The tremendous centralized hospital room. Empty beds wall to wall. Wow. So... operating in the laboratory and met one another in the hallway after opening their respective locked doors. So basically, one group could have gone in and everybody would have gone through. Everybody could have gone through that easily. Oh. The Jupiter key we found in the operating room. 7 tossed the small metallic key towards Junpei, caught it, it was a key. It was the Jupiter symbol. They had 3 keys. They had Earth. They have Saturn, and then now they have Jupiter. He tucked the keys into his pocket. June spoke up. Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that long, straight hallway, right? The map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Next to the stairs... Wait. They were the first words that anyone had heard Clover out in small. Her face suggested they weren't going to be very happy words. What about door 3? You saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. It just lead us back to the big hospital room. There's no point in seeing what's on the other side of that door. There is a point. At least there is for me. Also, there might be a key in there. Snake. Might be on the other side of the door. Clover nodded once. The next person to speak was Ace. Very well, I'll be coming with you then. And a nice long rest. I think it was time I was up and about again. So 7, you will help me, won't you? Me? Junpei did the calculation quickly in his head. 4, 1, 7, 12, 12, and 3. Looked like 7 was doing them too. At last, he gave up. I'm going with you. Yes, you are. Alright, let's get moving. And then they go in. Be careful. Okay, let's go. And they jump through the door. So we should get moving too. Get moving. Where are we going? It'll be a waste of time just to sit around, wouldn't it? Let me explain. Where are we? We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key. If we're lucky, we might find Snake. They're at the end of the hallway, lined with the individual hospital rooms. There it is, the Jupiter symbol engraved in the keyhole. He pulled the Jupiter key out from his pocket and slid it into the keyhole. He twisted. With a nice sharp click, he felt the door unlock. Tremendous hall, like a ballroom, with a massive central staircase. Back to the beginning. You sure this is a good idea? What do you mean? Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking if there's any reason we'd come back here. Of course there's a reason. This pulled out two things from his pockets. The Saturn key and the Earth key. Sans cocked his head to one side like an inquisitive bird and looked at them. After several long moments during which it became apparent that Sans had no idea what the cards meant, June took pity on him. Don't you remember, Sans? On C deck, where we are now, there was a big elevator beyond the stairs, remember? Next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the Saturn symbol on it. Meow. Come sit. Come sit. Come sit. Just use the elevator in the deck A. Alright. You know what I'm gonna do for you guys? You know what I'm gonna do for you guys right now? Hold on. I'm gonna do you guys a big favor. Please ignore my clicking. There you go. Meow. Meow. Face cam, Hilda. Face cam, Hilda. What do we split? We split into two teams. Lotus and I will search the Earth ones so you can search the Saturn ones. They decided that their initial search should be a brief, only 10 minutes. They'd meet back in the staircase once they're done. Trying to find like another picture of my cat. Oh, here's another. This is another one. This small picture. How do I call the elevator? It's a single button to the right of the elevator door. You press the button. It was an upside down triangle, symbol for down. Didn't appear to be an up button. You pushed it and didn't have much of a choice. It opened. Look, Jumpy! June's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tinge of anxiety. Sweet, it opened. Whoa.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Meow.
What's she going off about? Is she afraid of elevators? After a little thought, Junpei decided that she had been nervous about being locked up in a small place alone with the boy. In a way, it was kind of cute, very demure, as you could say, so he thought. Even though it was exactly roomy in the elevator, so it wasn't going to be pressed up against one another, but at least they didn't have to be. Still, it was making her nervous. Junpei couldn't help but think how innocent she was. I picked the choice, apparently. He stepped towards the elevator. And again, he felt himself restrained. I said, wait a minute. Aren't you afraid? Afraid of what? Well, I've never, she'd never been in an elevator with the man alone before. So she seemed awfully alarmed. I might get wet. What? Down there, I gets what? Oh my god. I mean, of course you would. That's the way it works. I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting soaking wet somewhere else. That's true. What is going on? You don't mind? Getting wet. Well, I don't know. I think I'd probably, like it. You're so brave. Really? I mean, I kind of think any guy would do the same thing, what happens, happens, right? And if you get the chance, you just gotta go for it. That's what a man's supposed to do, I guess. You're so cool, Jumpy. I really admire you. Doesn't that really seem... That doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you'd admire someone for. I'm really scared. I mean, like you said, you've never done it before. What the fuck is going on? I don't think I'll be able to last very long, and then I'll be over. Hilda, go away. This is for adults only. Adults only. Yeah, I'll go to heaven. Stop that. It feels kind of like you're floating in space and then your mind gets all fuzzy like when you pass out. At least that's what I've heard from people who've experienced it. But would it happen to men too, wouldn't it? It would happen to anyone. And once it gets into your body, it's the same... well, usually it doesn't go inside the man. I mean, generally, yes, it does. It eventually will. It's not like you will have a choice. Your body will force you to swallow some of it eventually. What are you trying to... What? I'm just saying that it's what happens. It's a psychological reaction to what you're experiencing. entirely oblivious to Junpei's mounting confusion and terror. I know most men have larger lungs, but even then, I don't think you could hold your breath for 20 or even 10 minutes. Eventually, you'd have to breathe, and the water would get into your lungs. Once that happens, your body won't be able to get oxygen anymore, and then you'll start to feel that floaty feeling as you pass out. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Hey, wait a minute. The elevator came up from somewhere under us, right? Well, I guess it did. Didn't open right away after you pressed the button. There was a motor noise like it was moving, and then it opened. Exactly. So take a look inside. It's not wet at all, is it? The walls or even the floor are totally dry. You're right, they are. She looked around the elevator, slightly embarrassed. I hate this game. Why is it always those two, by the way? It's like sexual innuendo, and it's like, whoa, there it is. The stream is blank? It shouldn't be blank. A few moments later, they heard the sound of the elevator door grinding open several floors below. Junpei nodded to Jun and pressed the elevator button again. A few moments later, the elevator returned. And it's still dry. What does that mean? How can the E deck be safe if the D deck is full of water? Here's what I think. The elevator shaft on E deck must be airtight and separated from wherever the ship's been punctured. Here, let me show you. He pulled out a notebook and pen and sketched out a rough illustration. I see, so that's why the ship hasn't sunk. The shape of the insides keeps it all from filling with water. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm coming with you. At last possible moment, Jun dashed towards, turning sideways, just in time to slip through the gap between the closing doors. Junpei jammed his fingers against the open button, but it was too late. The door had shut, and he and Jun were in the elevator as it headed down towards E. He was so surprised by Jun that he didn't have time to think about what awaited him on E deck. The elevator stopped and the door slid open. Well, alright. I think I'm going to save here. I think this is a good stopping place. I'm getting tired. It's almost 9. I said I was going to stop at around 9. Oh, God. And I think that was a really good place to stop, too, considering the wetness or something. Anyways. Good night, people. I'm going to overwrite the save. Thank you for joining. I guess I'm not going to do anything else because I wasn't really planning anything else. That maybe more was there just in case. Oh, boy. Oh, God. I'm minutes from an ending. It's possible you are minutes from an ending? I don't remember. Can someone confirm this? If it's true, then I'll continue. If it's not, then I won't. Because I heard there was another puzzle. Nah? Because I think that's a good stopping point. Unless there's a not really. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna call it a night here, guys. Thank you for joining. How do I? There we go. I do that. There's your thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. It's exactly that. It's not going to be anything except this and then maybe a sprite from the game. Okay. Good night, guys. Thank you for joining. I don't know what I'm going to be streaming. I streamed today because Fred wasn't streaming tonight. So if you haven't heard, Scrunkus is now streaming more often now. He's going to be streaming on Fridays. Seth always on Saturdays with Custom Robo and some other stuff that he's planning, maybe .flow. Me, I'm probably going to continue 999 and maybe some other games. I kind of want to stray away from these visual novel type dealios and dialogue heavy stuff. So if you got any suggestions for me if I want to stream, then yeah, send me a message or like at me or something. Yeah, we're becoming more and more active now, so more content coming your way, guys. Thank you for joining. Good night. Have a good night. Eat well, sleep well. Make sure you treat yourself right. If you're on spring break, have fun on your week off, right? It's usually a week. I don't know. I don't go to school anymore. Good night, guys. That's all I really gotta say.
Secret. It's a secret. It's a secret. Started to push that. It's a secret. Skip-a-dooby-doo. Skabba-dabba-dabba. Baba-dee-bop. Hababa-dooby. Skabba-dabba-dabba. Skabba-dum-dum-dee-dee. Scooby-dooby-dap. Skabba-dabba-dabba. Skabba-dooby. Now you're talking. Hey, hey. It's a secret.
Burger King foot lettuce,